Okay, next, we want to get a little bit more personal in your professional life. So how have you, Dr. Christina, changed in your style as a therapist over the years? Or maybe there's certain things you kept, certain things you changed.
Yeah, so I think as early on therapists coming out of school, they teach us to try to focus on one way of doing therapy. And so I think a lot of therapists, we do this, right? We focus on one and we specialize in that area. So in the beginning, I specialize in CBT. Is the modality that I gravitated towards. I found it to be very helpful. And it was something that really worked for me. But as I got going with my career, and I've been a therapist for almost 14 years now, I have worked with many other types of clients where CBT does not work.
Yeah.
And so I've been able to adapt and learn new techniques. So now I do other types of therapy as well. So, for example, ACT is one of those modalities that I use quite often, which was actually it did come from CBT as well, and DBT. So those two modalities combined. And then I've been trained in EMDR for doing trauma. And then I've, been really focusing on, like I mentioned already, the specialties of working with Latinos. And I think, those specialties have changed the way that I do therapy because the way that we do therapy should not be cookie cutter for every single client. It's
Yeah.
very personalized based on their problem and their background and their experience and their beliefs and everything. So I think as I have become a tenured therapist, I have learned how to adapt to
Mhm.
those things and how to change. And that's the reason why I've received a lot of training in different areas to be able to do that, accommodate to all my clients.
That is great. You're very flexible and adaptable according to the situation, according to your client. And what is one thing that you will never change about being a therapist? This thing has been working for you for the past, over a decade. What is that? Yeah.
I think it's about listening first.
Mhm.
So I think with my personality, especially like I've already mentioned, I'm a very hands-on therapist.
Yes.
It's very easy to just provide the help, the resource, and say, here, do this, do this, do that. But
Sure.
I also, it's important, I know it's really important to listen and build a relationship with my clients. And a lot of my clients, do say that there's a lot of research around that states that it's the relationship that makes the difference, the relationship between the client and the therapist. And a lot of the clients, say, I feel comfortable with you.
Yeah.
And I've had other therapists and, we just didn't click. And that's okay. We're not going to click with every single client. And, we as therapists don't feel bad about that, right? That if a client says, what, it's not going to work out, it's fine. I would say keep looking, find a therapist that works for you. So I just tend to listen and build a great relationship from the beginning. We build rapport in the beginning, listening what they're going through, and then after that, then I start providing, some information as far as my approach and what I would recommend.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. And you say that therapists shouldn't feel bad, but there are therapists who do to take a, upset or sensitive or whatever it is, and you're able to take it professionally. That's great.
Mhm.
That's great here. Thank you.
Yeah.